So anyway, as promised, we've got Bob Palumbo, Cleveland's own Bob Palumbo, in the studio. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Steve. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Let's see. I think our levels are good. I hope people can hear us.
Nice.
Bob's, well, I'm going to let Bob introduce himself. We met in sort of an interesting way, which we'll get to in a bit. But Bob, tell me what you're up to musically speaking.
Well, I've been primarily a singer-songwriter in the Cleveland area for a long time, too long to mention. Played in various bands going all the way back into the 70s with One Year Too Soon, and later on with groups like Funk and Stuff and Logan Wells. More recently, I've been playing with Sky's the Limit and my Beatles duo Nowhere Men, which we'll talk about here, I'm sure. But other than that, my primary passion has been writing music, recording music, and just sending a lot of songs down to Nashville, hoping to get something recorded by somebody. That's been something I've been working on real hard for quite a while.
I know that I've noticed that you draw a lot off of your life experiences through life. We're of the same generation, meaning that we've probably been wasting oxygen for a long time. What are some of your life experiences, and how does that inform your music?
Yeah, well, of course, like everybody in our age group, especially the musicians, my musical passion really started when I was, introduced to the Beatles back in 1963, and I was a 9-year-old guy back then, and pretty impressed with what I was seeing, and whatever they were doing, that's what I wanted to be, and at the time, believe it or not, I started out taking accordion lessons at Old Hoodax on Pearl Road there. Yes. For 5 years, took accordion lessons, and that led to me being a keyboard player more than anything else. Got rid of the accordion, went to the Farfisa organ. Somewhere along the line, I picked up an acoustic guitar, and at about age 15, I started writing and recording songs.
Wow! So you're a West Sider. So born and raised West Side.
I was born in Cleveland, actually on the East Side. But from age 5 on, I lived in Parma Heights area. Went to Valley Forge High School. Yay, Patriots!
Valley who?
And now I live in Avon Lake, out there in Andy DeChant land. My good friend Andy.
That's right. Annie's been on the show. It's been a number of years, and I know she's down in Tennessee now, living and working and.
Another one that's trying to make it as a songwriter down in Nashville. And it's not easy to break in down there, so I tip my hat to Annie. She's a great songwriter, great talent.
Me too. So now I notice I've listened to some of your recordings, particularly some of your more recent ones. You are a multi-instrumentalist. Do you play all the tracks? How do you? What's some of your recording process?
Yeah, I record at home. I play all of the instrumentation, and for the most part, I do all of the singing and the harmonies, lead vocals and harmonies. The only thing I don't play live is the drums. I use digital drum loops for that. But other than that, I play everything either on keyboard or guitar. I'm not the greatest guitar player in the world, as you'll probably find out here shortly, but I can stumble through it in the recording process and put something down that's suitable. But yes, I do all my own tracks a la McCartney.
Well, you know what? Not everybody. In fact, I'm always jealous of the people who can not only sing great, play the guitar great, write great songs. It's difficult to have all three talents, but there's been plenty of people with limited skills that still sound fantastic. And I've heard your stuff. You sound pretty good. I guess you wouldn't be here if you didn't. So Bob and I met in a strange way, and I guess social media had a hand in it, and politics had a hand in it. And Bob and I have been talking for the last few weeks about getting together and doing more than just music. We're going to concentrate on the musical end of our friendship today, but Bob and I guess you might say we don't see eye to eye on a lot of things in a friendly kind of way.
Absolutely. Right.
But I think we're both committed to the idea that I'll just say this, and Bob's free to disagree, but that I consider America, the old saying is the marketplace of ideas. And if we can listen to one another, we can progress. If we can't listen to one another, we're up the creek. We're up the Wally Bryson Creek.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Absolutely. As long as we're talking, we're okay. When we can't talk about it anymore, we'll be in trouble.
Right. So on that vein, but Bob writes Bob writes songs in a lot of genres and styles, singer-songwriter wise. But I noticed something that came to my attention is that he writes a lot of topical songs, a la, say, Phil Oakes, the singing journalist. Phil would see a headline in the newspaper, and he'd write a song about it. And he would advance his politics in that fashion. Bob, I think, comes from that long tradition. And he's getting set up now. He's got a song that I actually requested that he play. It's maybe you want to intro the song or tell me where it came from. And
oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, of late, today we have YouTube and we have all kinds of other things. You don't necessarily need a record deal to get your music out publicly anymore. And so I decided to take my songwriting over the last couple of years in a little bit of a different vein. Other than trying to write the pop hit or the country hit, I decided to try to write whatever was happening in America, whatever was impressing me one way or the other, and try to put it into words and music. And recently, this song kind of cropped up. If you remember, not too long ago, there was a rift with one of our favorites, Sarah Palin, and she made the statement at a rally somewhere that it was time to party like a 1773. And of course, she got all kinds of gruff over it because everybody says, "Doesn't she know it's not 1776, not 1773?" Actually, she was talking about the Boston Tea Party, right, which was in fact 1773. But anyway, that fueled this song, and I wrote it, and it's up on YouTube and stuff. So it's called "Party Like It's 1773."
All right.
Ready?
When you are.
When I get up every morning, read the paper, I just can't believe that America is willing to be slaves again instead of free. We're drowning in debt and Congress wants to borrow more, all for politics and greed. All this talk about the deficit, I've really had enough of it. You live your life the best you can, be all you can be. Companies aren't hiring, so you're forced into retiring. Time to party like it's 1773. Republicans and Democrats forget about those party lines. Do you remember that party back in Boston? Well, it's about that time. The Sons of Liberty said enough is enough and filled the harbor up with tea. Politicians telling us we need another stimulus. They haven't spent the last one overseas, can't you see? They're weakening the dollar, it's enough to make you holler. Time to party like it's 1773. Party, price of gas is high, no one can tell me why. Party like it's 1773. You need to rob a bank just to fill the tank. Party like it's 1773. Now they legislate our health, another way to spread the wealth. If they can't raise our taxes, try a mandated fee. Every day you see them trying to take away our freedom. Try to party like it's 1773. Global warming scare, more like truth or dare. Party like it's 1773. They simply twist the facts to push a global tax. Party like it's 1773. If you can truly say we're still a nation under God, home of the brave and land of the free, won't you lift your voice and shout it loud, loud? Time to party like it's 1773.
Bob Palumbo, live in our studio, WCSB, Party Like It's 1773. All right, everybody, let's get the tinfoil hats on and party. Thanks, Bob. That was great.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Bob's a local singer-songwriter. If you just tuned in, he played a nice, fun acoustic version of his Party Like It's 1773. I did play that for a friend this week, and she says, "Hey, that's Prince." Oh, no, it's not.
Can I comment on that real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, one of the things that I have done with these political satire songs is I've tried to make them sound like a popular song. Sure. That one was actually targeted after 1999 by Prince. Yeah. So she was right, 100% right on. But I changed it enough so it's not plagiarism.
There you go. Yeah.